Hi, I'm going to do an apple pie, but I wanted to show you that I use so these probably two are Granny Smiths, and then there's a Red Delicious, a Gala, a Pink Lady, I think, Macintosh, and another one. I don't know. I just picked random. That's what I do to make a really good apple pie. So then like all the flavors come together and it's so good. Anyways, all right, I am going to slice and dice and very thinly make slices, because the thinner the better. I've noticed the thicker your crust is getting a little darker than you want. So I'm going to go ahead and thinly slice these and then we'll come back. Okay, I forgot to tell you, if you're using pie crusts that are already made, I do, it's just easier. I haven't found one I like homemade, and while you're peeling, take these out and set them apart so they're more pliable. So then peel away, you're not wasting time, forgot to tell you. Okay, it's been a hot second here. All right, what we're going to do is put in, I'm making a 10-inch pie, so 8 cups of apples, thinly sliced, and 1 cup of sugar, that was a half cup, so I had to do twice. 1/3 cup of flour, one teaspoon of nutmeg, okay, come on, it's like get down to the nitty and gritty. Don't do this at home. All right, and cinnamon, how much cinnamon? 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, if you have apple pie spice, you just count these up. It would be 1-2 teaspoons of apple pie spice, but I don't know, I can't find mine. It might be at the other house. I don't know. Okay. And a dash of salt. That was my oven saying, hey, I'm ready. Okay. Mix that up. I do this before I start the pie crust part, so it can kind of incorporate and get juicy. Or get in my face. So I know I have at least 6 different apples in here. This should be so good tomorrow. Because you really, I hear about people eating warm pie, but it really needs to sit. Like, I guess warm, like almost on the verge of cold, it would be okay. But like if you do it right out of the oven, just like lasagna, it's just gonna run all over your plate. Now, you may not like, I mean, you may like that. You might be like, hey, that's good stuff. I mean, maybe. You can always let it set up and then warm it up too. Okay, so I feel like this is all coated with the sugars and stuff. Well, I did feel like that until I found some spots that weren't. So now I feel like I didn't coat them all. All right. Okay. Here we go. Now, I'm not a pie girl. Like, I don't really make pies. I used to. Like, I'd make tons. They're a lot of work. More than my other stuff. So I'm like, ugh, you know, oh my goodness. So they've been sitting out for quite a while. And this said put into a 9-inch pan. So this may not have a ton of crust, which I'm okay with that, because I don't really like crust. So we're gonna let it, we're gonna see what happens. I might be able to pull it up a little bit. And it'll shrink down when you make it. That's just what it happens. It's okay. I did spray the pan with pan spray. Pam, I guess, spray. Okay, the trick to this not bubbling all over itself or like getting big bubbles in it, you have to put, I forgot, you know, I have my fork. You have to get some air bubbles to escape. And I even do it on the sides. Okay, I feel like that's enough. I'm going to put this in. At least 6 different kinds of apples. Most of them are tart. There's like the Red Delicious is not tart, I wouldn't think. It's more sweet. But all the other ones were pretty tart. And you want to, because what's going to happen is these are going to cook down. And they're so juicy. So that's why you need the flour in here. Okay. Trying to smooth it down a bit. All right, and then you want to put some butter on it. So I just have this real butter. I'm gonna cut it in half and then just slice it, because you don't want a ton, but you do want some. Hopefully y'all are having a good Thanksgiving. I'm not sure when this will upload. Maybe in the middle of the night for Thanksgiving Eve. I don't know. Tonight is Wednesday, the 23rd, I think? 24th. It's Kristen's birthday. So it's the 24th, Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Hoping I get a couple Hallmark shows in. Praying I do. No, I shouldn't pray for that. I usually don't pray for things like that because I hold my prayers for things I really want that I can do without. Okay. So I feel like that's a good thing. Look at this cookbook. If you are a baker or you cook, you know that's a good cookbook here. Yes. All right. So now I act like I'm like, you know, whew, I made all this dough. Well, I made it come out of the package, so I guess I made it right. Maybe not. That's okay. All right. So let's see if we can get this one on here, on top of that, and figure it out. Okay, I do kind of need it to be a little bigger. So, the problem is, again, as I've been complaining, my island is still at the other house. We've not brought it here. And some of my stuff that I need for baking, cooking, everything is in that island. And when I remember, I bring stuff over. But watch it be like so stuck to the, okay, good. I was gonna say, I could see that happening. Oh my gosh, look how pretty. Can you see that? That's just like lovely. So nice. It was big enough. Yay. All right. I feel like this is taking like forever, and I'm really sorry. I guess fast forward during this part because I can't really stop it, because if I do, I mean, I could, but then it takes time away. I don't know. I have a feeling, I don't know what that noise is. It sounds like someone is using a leaf blower. And I mean, really, no one is. Must be watching some kind of show downstairs. That's okay though. They wanted to watch it up here, and I'm like, no, it's too loud. All right. So this is the thing. You got to get an egg white and a little water. I'm just gonna put some water in it. Just, I mean, like, I'm talking a tablespoon of water to do this egg wash. Well, the problem is I don't have my, oh, what's that called? Pastry brush, because it's in my other thing. I feel like if I had a bigger bowl, maybe it could be better. I'm gonna do it in here. I feel like I'm not getting the volume I need. And maybe if I used a, oh, what's that called? Whisk. But you want it to turn white like this, like bubbly. It's called a whitewash. Or that's what I call it. I'm assuming that's what it's called. So I have to use a spoon for it, which is not ideal. However, what am I going to do? Run over to my other house? No. Oops. I'm not. Okay, the whitewash gives it a beautifully golden top. Okay. So you want to do that for sure. You'd use put water in with egg white because you don't want it like cooking on here and making like an egg. If that makes sense. And you can put it all the way out to the, all the way out, all over the crust. And I try not to get puddles as much as I can. I mean, it happens. And you don't use the whole thing. But yeah, you waste it. I mean, that's just what it is. Unless you're making a ton of pies, then you win it. Okay. Now, oh, I gotta put my sugar on it. I'm just gonna sprinkle some sugar on top. Because why not, right? I mean, if you're gonna go for it, go all the way. Okay. So I try to center the pie and I cut it, but I don't cut it all the way down, okay? And then I cut, and I don't cut it all the way across. That makes sense. And so I make like a cross, which apparently I didn't do it perfectly, but that's okay. And then I also go, now that's after I have all this stuff on, because it is a pain to try to, how many servings is this supposed to be? Probably 10. Oh, it doesn't say. Okay. I think it's only going to be 8. Okay, so there it is. Let me show you. Okay. I'm going to put it on here. Now I'm putting it on a pan, and I'm putting parchment paper because it probably will drip and then get all in your oven, and it's terrible. You, though, need to, I had Pampered Chef ones. I don't know where they are, but if you don't have any, the crust is going to burn if you do not protect it, because it cooks the quickest, bakes the quickest. So you just take a piece of foil, and actually, it sharpens your knife. So that's kind of a good thing. Little dual. And I kind of just lay this on here. And then the last 15 minutes of you baking it, just take it off. It'll be perfect. Let's hope. I do like perfection when I'm making stuff. So, not with life, but I feel like these can be perfect-ish. I'm gonna mess this up a little bit. I mean, it's okay. It should have been a little more centered, but I mean, whatever. Tomato, tomato. Now I don't really want that part covered. So I am gonna kind of pull this back. Okay. Now, I'm going to cook it, bake it, 425 for 40 to 50 minutes. Now, of course, you know, you've got to watch it. You got to, I mean, this oven I'm not used to. It's not convection. So I'm going to have to watch it. It's pretty hot in there right now. I'm going to do it for 30 minutes. Because that, I mean, I just want to check it out. Now, yeah, I guess that's it. At 425, that's pretty hot. That's why I'm like, ooh. It might be all right though. All right, so we're going to wait on that. See how it comes out. Okay. So I did another 15 minutes and I think I did another 10. So what was that, 30, 40, 50-ish minutes? 55. And cancel it. I forgot, when you're putting the foil on, make sure you spray the foil. It wanted to adhere to the, I feel like it's, I don't know, I gotta do it a little more. It wanted to adhere to the crust, and so I'm sitting there trying to pick it nicely. All right, I'm gonna do it for another 5. So I want it a little bit more done. All right, it's gonna be going off in a second. So yeah, I think it looks better now. There we go. Yay! There's our pie. I'll just stick it there for now. All right, there you have it. Not gonna keep this on. I mean, I'll let it cool probably for 2 hours. It's a pretty big pie. 2 hours, and then I won't do anything because it's for tomorrow. So have a good night. Merry, happy Thanksgiving Eve.